Okay. So then once it's in, you turn it, and then now it's locked in.
Okay.
And then you have this thing in the back of the magnet, which sets the height spike.
Oh, okay.
So kind of stabilize it. This thing can be adjusted.
All right.
Going up and down. So once that's all set, so that this thing comes up, and the thing to do is to put the evaporator in. So the way this thing works is that there's an internal heater, which is located right here, and based on whatever temperature you set, it'll increase or decrease the heater unit here so that it pushes nitrogen through.
So it's just less nitrogen.
Right. So the more heat it applies, the more the faster nitrogen is getting pushed through.
And the higher the temperature.
I will show you. Yeah.
Because you're forcing nitrogen gas.
Right. Exactly. So there's actually two forces acting. Right. Oh, another thing. Actually, before I do this, I want to actually put the heater in. So it's kind of confusing, actually, the way the software is designed. There's actually two heaters. One heater is for actually heating the nitrogen to warm it up. The purpose of this heater is to provide flow to nitrogen. So that's actually called the evaporator. But next to it, there's a heater parameters that you can.
So this goes in. This goes into that.
Right. This goes into the nitrogen door.
Yeah.
So again, two forces. You have the flow, you have the heater acting against each other to stabilize the temperature.
Okay.
So now we're gonna. So this right here is actually the heater.
Thermocouple.
This is actually the heater / thermocouple, right?
Yeah.
So this thing at the tip, this is actually the thermocouple, while the heater is actually coiled up around it. So this reads out the temperature while the coils heats up the nitrogen, right? And you basically stick this thing through the bottom of this nitrogen duo here. Through this white plastic piece, there's a hole here.
Yeah.
And you simply just wanna wiggle around a little bit. And just push it through.
The liquid helium is more complicated. You're the expert on that.
So now it's all the way in. And you have this guy here, there's a grounding wire.
Yeah.
And this goes
on that bronze.
Right, on this little pin here. So you want to unscrew this so that this fits into that little spot. This basically grounds out any noise you have on the temperature readout.
Okay.
Just tighten it. Okay, so that's all set. So now we insert the evaporator into.
What do you call it again?
Sorry?
Evaporator. Okay.
Right, this is called the evaporator. Right? And so structurally, as I said before, it's got a heater here, which heats up and pushes liquid nitrogen through. And this is where this thing will go in. It basically acts like an in-between sort of unit.
A bridge?
Right, a bridge. And goes here, and this is the venting hole right here. So the first time you put it in, you want to keep this open to relieve the pressure. So also you don't want to put it in too fast into the tank, otherwise this will clog up and you're not going to have any flow through. So alright, let's put this guy in.
How long do you want to let the system purge before you start it up?
You should be able to start immediately. I mean, if the system's already dry, then you can start anytime you want. So if the cavity's wet, right, then you're gonna have to obviously let it purge a little bit before you do anything. I mean, whenever you go to the tune picture, and if you see the tune picture to be really broad, that's a pretty common problem, and that's basically an indication that there's moisture in the cavity, that the microwave is being absorbed, and that the resonance frequency it's basically spread out. It's difficult to block. So let's pass it through. It doesn't really matter, which way this faces when you put it in, because all you have to do is adjust the position. So another thing is, so when you put it in, you want to wait until there's air coming out of here through the vent hole. That indicates that everything is cooled down. Declination is easy to pull out.
Yeah, where's your safety goggles?
Safety goggles.
And gloves.
Yeah.
Tails.
Yeah.
You want some?
Make sure my boss didn't get over here.
There's some over here. I don't know
Yeah.
if you have better.
No, that's the one I was using.
And the gloves?
Alright, so,
Yeah, nitrogen in the liquid isn't so bad, but the gases are.
alright, now,
Yeah,
now
I
there's
guess
liquid. So I'm going to tighten this.
Just
I
in
saw
case.
these things.
I know, I was like, that was not. Please.
Alright.
Better be careful. That could get salty.
And you can dip your hand in the nitrogen if you want to.
Huh?
If you wish.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, I don't want to do
Super
that.
quick.
and lose 2 fingers.
No, it's so cold represented to how hot you are. It does the same effect that, if you take a drop of water and put it on a hot pancake skillet, floats around for a minute, it just instantly forms a gas barrier between the floor or
Right.
you. So it doesn't actually touch you.
So,
Now, once you cool down and it touches you, you have serious problems. But,
yeah.
You don't want to do it then anyhow.
but the gases, you got to be worried about the gases.
Yeah. So anyways, so once this is on, you always have to put this thing over so that it locks against these things on the side. So just lift the hook on each side.
Clip it. That keeps it bung on it.
What is the phrase you use?
Bung. Rubber bung.
No, I don't.
B-U-N-G.
Never heard of that.
You know it's a bonnet though. It's a bonnet. Bonnet is a part of a car up front. Yeah, not a bonnet like what the little girl wears on her head. English.
Yeah, I know what that is.
Yeah. It's a it's a lorry. A lorry is a truck.
Yes.
So
Right.
what's on there?
So Jared teaching some English terms.
Slang.
Bung. When you said buckle, you guys say what? Yeah, buckle or buckle?
Like a belt buckle?
Yeah. You know, it's a tomato.
Tomato.
Yeah. Hi.
Tomato?
Tomato.
I have to receive something.
English is a different. It's lean. They're putting up a coffee.
I'm glad that conversation is on a nitrogen training video. It's going to be interesting when we
Or you make this one? It is.
Yeah.
It is.
have it recorded for all time.
It is.
what bum means.
It is. That kid. This was recorded. Audio.
Oh, you're recording video?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Alright.
We didn't discuss any politics.
Okay. Anyways,
He didn't know.
so once that's in there, you block the vent hole to make sure that nitrogen doesn't leak out, and over time, this thing, the level of nitrogen stays the same. So then you put the bridge over here, and again, make sure that you have enough grease on the ball part of it. And then you split
I thought I should have been a camcorder
bridge
from
the
home.
two units.
No feeling. Shut up. Are there special clips for that too?
Right, there's a little clip here, but this thing, as you can see, is a little long, so we're going to have to use the smaller hole, which, drag it down a little more to actually hook it up. I think this is an old design, but you guys have the newer ones.
You have the metal transfer line.
Okay, that's actually
It's a
good.
lot easier.
A lot easier,
What's that?
absolutely. The metal one's
Metal
so much
transfer
better.
line. It looks like
Yeah.
transfer line. You just
Okay.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah, they don't, I don't think they make these anymore. From now on, like, they always ship the metal transfer line.
I may have to